we are so much confused and unable to understand our universe. Maybe to answer this question we need to understand about dimensions. So as you know, we have 0 dimension, 1 dimensional objects, 2 dimensional objects, 3 dimensional, 4th, 5th, and so on up to n dimensional. So as a human being we can, by seeing one object we can figure it out in which dimension it is, and we can observe and we can infer the details of that object very easily up to some dimension only. For example, if dot, point, this has no dimensional, we will call it as 0 dimensional because there is no length, width or depth. So this is 0 dimensional object, and we as a human being we can understand by seeing one dot we can see such kind of objects. With 0 dimensional objects we can see. When we connect 2 0 dimensional objects, then we will get line. This is 1 dimensional object. This has length as dimension. So when we connect 2 0 dimensional objects, we are getting one dimensional object. It's like pen. By seeing this we can see this dot and this dot. These 2 dots are connected and we can easily find out, and as a human being we can easily understand this. Now when we connect we will move to 2 dimensional object. This is 1 dimension, we are connected 2 zeros. So square. This square comes from 4 0 dimensional objects and 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 1 dimensional objects. When we are connecting we are getting 2 dimensional object. This has a length, width and height. Width and height are 2 dimensions for these objects, and as a human being we can easily understand such kind of objects very easily with 2 dimensional objects. Now we connect six 2 dimensional objects, then we get 3 dimensional object. Height, width and depth. It has 3 dimensions, and when we connect 6 2 dimensional objects into one object, then we are getting 1 3 dimensional object. And as a human being our brains can understand very easily. By seeing one object we can figure it out. Let's imagine this is 3 dimensional object, and this 3 dimensional object contains, this is 1 2 dimensional one, and this is another one, 1 2 3 4 5 6. So this box is combination of 6 2-dimensional objects, and this is a 3-dimensional object, and our human brains can easily understand by seeing this, right? Now the problem comes when we move further. That means when you want to draw the 4th dimensional object, then we require this kind of 3-dimensional objects of 8. When we connect two zero dimensional objects, we get one dimensional. When we connect four one dimensional objects, we get two dimensional. When we connect six two dimensional objects, we got three dimensional objects. To get fourth dimensional, we need to combine such kind of drawing three dimensional objects, 8 objects into one piece. That will be very clumsy. Let's imagine, try to, if you can draw, if you combine these 8 pieces, 8 drawings into one piece, then that looks like very clumsy to our human brains. See, by coming fourth dimension itself, we are getting some confusion. We will get some confusion. Let's imagine if we go further from fourth dimension to fifth, sixth, seventh, 100th dimensional. If some object in 100th dimensional way, seriously, as a human being, we can't understand, we can't analyze, we can't infer the details of that object. That will be very mysterious to us, like our universe. As a human, our brain has some limit to understand the maximum number of dimensions. That's why we are using maths. Whatever our brains can't calculate, can't visualize by seeing one object, we are using maths, applied in physics. So many things we are basically applying on that equations, and we are figuring out what it can be. See, when we are talking about fourth dimensional, we are so much confused. How to draw this? How can we combine these three-dimensional objects into 8 three-dimensional objects into one fourth dimensional object? Let's imagine, for example, you are too intelligent and you are so much clever like other species. You crossed that mark, and for example, when you reached up some extent, for example 10th dimensional, that 100th dimensional, you as a human being, we are not occupied, our brain is not that much evaluated up to that mark by seeing that 100th dimensional object, by seeing not only 100th, if you go for 7th dimensional, 5th, 6th, 4th dimension itself, we will get confused. We don't know what is going on with 5th, 4th, 6th dimensional and 100th, nth dimensional is. See, so our universe is so much complex and so much mysterious than our human bodies. Even our brain is so much complex, but universe is much more complex rather than brain, and we are our brain up to some level of degree of dimensions we can understand. So we don't know, maybe some other species knows by some nth dimension or not, we are not sure. Maybe if as we believe in God or science or alien or something, if some other species, may let it be God or someone, if some God knows, let's imagine 100th dimensional object, 100 dimensions, if that species can understand by seeing that 100 dimension object, in front of that species, as a human being, we are nothing. We are up to some fourth or third. If some species understand 100 or more than 100, 7, n plus 1, that species, in front of that species we are like nothing. Maybe I feel if some person or not person, some species can understand that kind of understand that I'm forgetting this zero dimensions, that will be great, and we are so much happy to see that person. At least how if you have a pet puppy dog, and how that dog look at you in the same way, we will look at that species. If some species can understand by seeing that object itself 100th dimension or some more than whatever we as a human brains we can understand, that is like very complex thing. That's why universe is so big and we are not certain about the dimensions in universe. This is so many mysteries around us. Basically we are in middle or somewhere part of the universe. We are kind of living in mystery. Some people say multi-universe, multi-dimensional universe, and some people say so many theories are there. So why these dimensions are important? As I said earlier, we are unable to, when comes to some level of dimensions, we are done. As a human being, we are done. We can't understand, we can't imagine more than that dimensions object. Let's imagine this is the surface of two-dimensional, and I am keeping these caps, placing all these caps in this surface up to fill this. I have some 50 caps or n number of caps, and I'm placing all these caps in this two-dimensional space. At max I can keep 10 caps on the surface. After placing 10 caps, there is no space in this surface, right? So this is two-dimensional. Then as a human brain, what we will say is, no, instead of keeping in two-dimensional, why can't we keep it in three-dimensional way? Like, we will keep this kind of boxes, we will fill these caps, and we will keep these boxes in this place up to whatever room available. In that room we will keep this, and when the ceiling and walls of that room touches, there is no space for us also. As a human being, we can't arrange more than that. Then imagine on Earth, other than human beings, maybe other species can't understand three-dimensional way of looking, three-dimensional way of representation. Then they can understand only two-dimensional. So if we place these caps in a surface, all the species can see these caps are existing, and these caps are real, these caps are here. When as a human being you kept these caps in three-dimensional way, then other species on Earth feels this cap got disappeared from their view, and they can't, from their point of view, this cap not existing anymore. This is outside of their view. This cap is no more existing in other species perspective. But as a human being, you can understand three-dimensional way. You can feel this cap is existing in this room, and we can feel that, and we can see that, we can identify, our human brains can understand. Let's imagine when some other species comes and says, instead of keeping these in three-dimensional way, why can't you keep it in fourth dimensional, fifth dimensional, nth dimensional, 100th dimensional? Maybe they can If any species can arrange these objects into nth dimensional, we feel the same way how when other species, when when we move 2-dimensional to 3-dimensional, how other species felt, same thing we will feel when some arrangement moved from 3-dimensional to some more dimensional. Then we will feel same thing, like this cap is no more existing from our side. We can't see it and we can't understand it, even though it exists in the universe, we can't feel it. So this, it's like our human brains are still not at reached some point of level. That's why we are using math to understand nth dimensional or some up to extent. We are extending our, based on our knowledge, memory, we are trying to understand, we are trying to evaluate. As of now, definitely we are, if some other species comes from other planet or other universe or something somewhere else, like other maybe God or whatever it is, if that species God or species alien, if that God or species arranges some objects in nth dimensional, for example 100, 7 or 200, whatever it may be, more than 5th or 7th dimensional, as a human being, we are done. We can't see that, we can't feel it, we can't visualize it, even though it's existing in front of me. In front of me also I can't see it, because my brain or my view, as a human being, I have some limitations. I hope maybe after billions of years, maybe our brain can evolve, or if some miracle happens, then maybe we can understand some more dimensions, we can add up some more dimensions. But as of now, universe is so complex and universe has so many mysteries with different dimensions, not only 3-dimensional. It got arranged in such a way that as a human being we can't understand. Even we are sending satellites or we are doing whatever math, all these are based on our knowledge itself. But as of now, our brains, as a human being, our knowledge is not enough. But maybe in future we can think of it. That's why universe is so complex. I hope this is not for disappointment, but we should not feel proud of as a human being. There is so much mysteries around us and we are living in complex, very highly complex mystery that we can't understand. For example, when you are a child, if someone says 2 + 2 = 4, when someone doesn't know, that is mystery to us. But when some person knows, we will treat him as he is a great person. It's like until something's solved, that will be like mystery, even though that is simple or complex. Even now we are at 3rd dimensional and 4th dimensional, we can draw and we can do it, but when we increase that number, we can't do any calculations, we can't visualize the things properly. This is Sabyasachi. Thank you for watching.